Then I'll go with a team that's felt a year away for about 5 or 6 years now, and that's the Denver Broncos, where, of course, I don't need to tell you what happened last year. A lot of things didn't go well. One thing that did happen, though, is they were the most injured team in football. Counting on that to improve, although Jerry Jeudy getting hurt doesn't exactly make me feel smart in predicting that. But you also look at how Sean Payton did over his last 3 seasons in New Orleans. The big number for me is 17-4. That was his record over the final 3 years in games where he did not have Drew Brees, where he was starting Taysom Hill, Teddy Bridgewater, or Jameis Winston at quarterback. What that tells me, you don't need Russell Wilson to be a superstar for this team to win. He just has to play better than he did in 2022.
Yeah, 1.7 touchdowns per game scored on offense last year by the Broncos. That should be an easy bar to clear. But let's talk about this Broncos team a little bit more here, Mina. Do you agree with Bill's assessment on the potential improvement?
I think he's right in that they'll be better. They'll win more than 5 games. Sean Payton is the #1 reason I agree with that. I think he's one of the best offensive play callers, coaches in NFL history. We saw him do it without Drew Brees at points during his Saints career, so I think he can elevate Russell Wilson. I also think, to Bill's point, it is unlikely that they will have injury luck as bad as they did last season. Now, at wide receiver, unfortunately, you do seem to be cursed with Tim Patrick going down again this summer, which is awful news, and now this with Jeudy. But the offensive line is what I would point to as the unit where I think if they're healthier, it's going to help a lot. Obviously, they went out, signed Mike McGlinchey to a huge contract to play right tackle, brought in Ben Powers from Baltimore, who's very good in pass protection. Last year, it was a train wreck, and Russell Wilson, who has a propensity to hold on to the football, took so many sacks. This year, I still think he's going to take a lot of sacks, but I think the offensive line is going to be a lot better. That'll help the run game. That'll help the offense. They just need to be average.
Bill cursed the Broncos when he mentioned their really bad luck last year with injuries because, of course, Jerry Jeudy got hurt yesterday at practice. So, Graz, what do you know about the injury at this point?
Well, it's not good, Field. Jerry Jeudy's expected to miss some time with this hamstring injury, and I do think it's reasonable to expect that means, some regular season games. And at this point, forecasting a timeline on this, all we've really been able to pin down is several weeks. Of course, that could mean 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, we don't know. But, he limped off the field. He hopped onto a cart. He had to be helped on and off the cart. So obviously it's a significant injury, and as Mina referenced, Tim Patrick already tore his Achilles earlier in camp. KJ Hamler is dealing with a health issue that, it sounds like it could be pretty serious. So I think there's a roster cuts next week, right? Don't be surprised if the Broncos start looking at wide receivers as they get cut from other people's teams.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.